Hello there, my name's Chris Key. In this video I'm going to be covering how to use CXCortex to upgrade your existing customer contact center or telephone system without ripping the whole thing out and replacing it with an expensive system or committing to a long-term contract, which could be very costly and restrictive. CXCortex gives you the option to crawl, walk and run. It's a modular system, so you could start perhaps with your email. If your customers are experiencing delays through email and it's just mounting up and taking forever to process, CXCortex is the platform for you. So if you're interested in a new contact center or a new PBX system, or your existing system, you're just looking to improve it, maybe in a small way or right across the board, which makes it ideal for applying to existing systems, even if they are in silos and there's no integration there. So most businesses have got an email system. Often they have website chat. There's obviously a PBX somewhere as well in most cases with call recordings. And in some cases, some of our customers and lots of companies out there are experimenting with voice agents. In most cases, these systems are completely separate. So you'll end up with 4 different systems that don't talk to each other. And what that basically means is it's hard to manage. Costs are generally quite high, and your customers don't get the impression of cohesion. So they don't get consistent answers across, the channels, whichever one they choose. Social media is obviously another one as well. So CXCortex can bring them all together by simple integrations. So you can bring in email, voice chat, voice agents, PBX recordings, social media into one platform without spending a fortune and without ripping out your existing systems or committing to any scary long-term contracts. CXCortex also gives you a crawl, walk, run introduction into AI. So you can start off slow, get to know it, start building up the knowledge center and getting comfortable with how to train an agent and then apply it consecutively across your channels so that it gathers pace. You can also decide on whether you want it to be a hybrid system, supervised, so it's producing responses for edit and verification before they go, or it can just go fully autonomous. So in this video, I'm going to be running through how to set up and connect the various channels into CXCortex, how to train the agent or agents. You could choose to have an agent per channel or just a single agent that handles everything. Then I'm going to be looking at what does that look like from the customer's perspective. We'll also look at the Triage page, which is a consolidation of all of the messages all onto a single display, a single console, and it's a unified view in real time across all of those customer communication channels. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. This is an interactive demonstration which is featured on Hostcom's website under the AI Customer Service Agent page. So this is the Triage page, and we're just showing a mixture here of emails, chats, voice agents, which you can filter on, as you can see here. So this is just a filter to look at specific emails and chats. You can also filter on Triage classification. So what we're looking at here is classifications apply to sales messages. In terms of how you're setting up the email inboxes, you basically just click a button and then you go through an OAuth authentication process. And then what happens is the email account's then connected and they're pulled down on demand. So it's using the API for Azure or Gmail. So you follow it through. Most of you would have seen this before. Enter your password and that's your email connected. And then your emails then start coming through. Setting up chat is slightly different. You basically generate a code snippet, which you see here. So the system generates this code snippet, which you put into the headers of your website, and it produces a pretty familiar widget like this, which is connected through to the AI agent. Voice agents, again, similar in many ways. You'll be putting in some settings. So a voice, a prompt, transfer targets, that sort of thing. Very easy to set up. Call analytics is actually a connection through to AWS S3. So you'll put in the details, as you can see here, connect through to the S3 bucket, and then you can decide to pull the call recordings through manually, or they can be pulled through automatically as they're produced and processed. And it produces a whole load of analytics type information, which is all done using AI. So we've connected the channels. Let's show you how the training data is added. So we can download batch files of emails from, say, a customer service inbox and just input them straight in. They'll get formatted and processed. We can add question and answer pairs. We can also add documents to train this, to train the agent. So there's several ways of training it. We can also search through the training data as well, just to make sure it's current, and we can also edit it. And there's an example of how to edit a question and answer pair. You would then save it and make sure it's up to date. When an email comes in, we can choose to respond to it from CXCortex or actually from a third-party application. We're just showing you how to respond to it here. So the email's selected. We then click Generate Reply, which it's done here. We can then choose to take that as a response and send it, or edit it and resend. We can also use the browser extension to connect into any application. We're using Fresh Service here, or Freshworks, to generate the response into that specific field there. We also perform redaction to remove PII data if that's required. So the widget, the chat interface, looks a bit like that. As I say, should be fairly familiar. Very intelligent AI agent. You can just talk to it like you can a person, not robotic, not like your traditional chatbot. And you can also see the conversations, the transcripts of the chat as they happen. Moving on to voice agents. Yeah, I've got an urgent technical support issue.
Okay, I understand. Could you please describe the issue so I can alert our support team right away?
Yes, I can't make any calls at the moment.
Got it. I'll send an alert to our support team now. Could you provide your email address for follow-up?
Yes, the email address is sales@gmail.com.
I've alerted our support team. They'll get back to you shortly. Is there anything else I can help with?
Is it possible I could log a ticket as well? And just like the chat, you can see a display of the voice agents. This is a Power BI dashboard which we connect to, showing a whole load of CX analytics type stuff. And this is Draxler. It's another one, a bit more simple, a bit easier to set up. Okay, so that's the end of the video. Hopefully you've liked what you've seen. If you want to get in touch with us, if you've got any questions, please send an email to sales@hostcom.co.uk. Thanks very much. See you soon.